Hey, hello everyone. Good morning. One last day before we wind up the session. So we'll look into how to proceed further. So we shall be starting the session now. I'm just waiting for a few more people to join in. Welcome to the last day of the session. How are you all feeling? Was the learning good enough? Of course, this is just a stepping stone for your next level of research to train your own students. Yeah. I would like to keep the last day of the session a little um, light, not math heavy, not concepts heavy. Yeah. So I'm going to explain you on how to actually, download the certificates, get the certificates. All that would be discussed. Just give me 1 minute. I need to quickly figure out here on how we are going to share the details. Okay. So, yep. Ananta Rishi, online sources. There are hundreds of sources, Ananta Rishi. Okay, it's all about practice. First of all, one thing that you should be clear, you all should be clear with, is that are you all comfortable with all the concepts which are taught to you guys until now? Do you have access to all the recorded videos? Right? Are you extremely comfortable in dealing with those? Is a question that you need to ask yourself. Everyone. Only you have to move to the next level after that. Okay. So there is a saying that rather than doing everything, do only that which is actually required. What people do is they download all the books. They have everything needed, right? They want every inch of the book, every data set, every video available at their disposal. But at the end of the day, we will get overwhelmed. Yeah, that's a problem. And WhatsApp, I am extremely sorry because everyone started sending me messages on WhatsApp saying that please disable this WhatsApp because people are asking irrelevant questions and all that. So I am going to, share the screen. I'll quickly give you a few pointers on how to proceed further. We all will stay in touch. Certainly, we shall stay in touch. And this is what I would suggest. Okay. So we have some 17,000 plus people on Facebook, and we have around, I think, 5,000 people on LinkedIn. Why and how will it help you all? When too many requests and doubts come our way, we are also humans, right? You have to respect us, treat us as human beings. So it won't be possible for us to address each and every query because we also have a business to run. I also have family. I also have kids. Yeah, I have to pay to their for their school fee. So I cannot just sit on this and keep answering to the queries. So this is the reason why we have social media, my dear friends. Okay. So please let every one of us help each other. You might not like this, but I'm a single person. I also have 24 hours in a day. Okay. If you keep asking your queries, keep asking your queries, keep asking the queries, and then if I'm expected to put one or two people full time in addressing only the WhatsApp group queries, then you have to understand the pain that I would undergo, right? So please understand that and let us respect each other. Okay. So to respect each other, don't expect everything. Okay. Don't expect everything, please, because we have given you access to videos on YouTube. Okay. And you'll have lifetime access. Number two, we have given you access to learning management system in which we have already given you the training slides. We have given you the code because you all were saying, no, we want the code. We don't want to look at the videos. It's causing a lot of problem. Give me the code. That is also posted. We have given you certain quizzes online for your practice. And then you told, no, we need assignments also. Sure. Then we put a condition saying that once you are ready to take the online exam, let me know. That's my email ID. Okay. And if you drop me an email ID saying that I've watched all the videos, I've run the code, I can take the exam. Okay. If you get more than 70%, then immediately in your learning management system, we shall add assignments also. So this is also addressed. Now comes the next thing, doubts clarification. Okay. Yes, certainly. Post your queries on our Facebook or LinkedIn because not just us, but our community also will help you. Community of AI experts. We have trained thousands and thousands of people, and a lot of data scientists and AI experts are there on our pages. So please go there and post. Let us not resort to WhatsApp group, okay, to post the queries and make it clumsy because we have to respect each other. Again, I go back to the same thing. We cannot say that for my benefit, I'll post something on WhatsApp. Now you read it, even if you don't like it. So people will leave the groups, it will get disengaged. We as admins will post only relevant stuff. What could that relevant stuff be? Number one, we will post interview questions. Okay, updated mind maps. We will post you YouTube videos on those groups. If only we can control the WhatsApp groups, then we will give you knowledge, meaningful articles. And as I've told you, we are writing digital books. Access to the digital books or where you can find those digital books also would be given to you. 15th August, right? Our Independence Day is something that has been decided as a digital book day for us, right? We are going to launch, we will give you a lot of free things. We will let you know from where you can get access to. But you allow us to be admins. If we let everyone post, you might make it a mess in terms of posting all irrelevant stuff. This is the reason why we have restricted. Okay. And about your future studies, give me pointers. What next? What happened before is more important than next. So watch all the videos at least 2 times and practice the code at least 2 times. And very, very important thing, please do not download the code and run it. Your learning will be zero if you do that. Okay, then what should I do? Always look at the code and type it, and you will learn like an expert. For how long will LMS access be given to you guys? For approximately 6 months, we will keep it active. So you have the training slides, look at that. You have the assignments. Assignments will be given to you, but you have to earn it. Okay. Earn the assignments by watching the videos and codes, because the exam will expect it will be time-based exam. Okay, let me upfront tell you. There will be 100 questions and all will be multiple choice, and you will have 120 minutes to answer. Okay, within 120 minutes you have to answer these 100 questions. A few of the questions will test you on certain calculations, certain code that you have to write and then give us the result. So please prepare yourself well, because there will be only one chance. Okay, again, I don't have a social media account is not an excuse that we have to give at this level. Okay, because we all are from prestigious colleges, working, teaching our students, so we have to set as an example. These are a few ground rules that I would suggest before we proceed further. Okay, now let me look at your questions. If there is anything which I've missed out, I would address that. Is there a way to create website without using code? Maybe you can, Anudeep. All of you, I listen all sessions, but I did not get feedback link. Okay, sure. We will today give you an option to give your feedback. For 1 year, is it? Sure, we will look into that basically. Radhakrishna is asking assignments. Assignments you would be given, it will be online exam that you have to take. So if you are ready, then send me an email. Once you send me an email, I would ask you to take the exam. It will be timed online. Come online, take it. We also want to track you on whether you're actually genuinely giving that or not. Okay. Whenever you're ready, in for your lifetime shake, in your lifetime, whenever you're ready, you let us know. Sure, we'll look into that, Jayanti. Is any institute out there, sir, to suggest to a student very helpful for a career to get course in our institute? Absolutely, absolutely. I'll look into that. First, let us get started with 6 months, and then if you still want it to be extended, we can extend it. No problem. We have no problem on that. Yeah, you can, Srinivas. You can attempt it. Yeah, GitHub. We have certain data sets which are very lengthy, and Shubha from our team, she'll be sharing those details on the WhatsApp group. And what else? Sure. So this is our company, 360 Digit MG. We have all the programs listed down here. And the most active program is this professional course of um, data science and AI. And in this course, we have data science and AI modules, all the modules available. So you will get all the details in this. Okay. And course fee, duration, everything would be there. What certificates people get. So that's the answer for your question. You cannot download the material. You cannot download the slides. You can download the code and the data sets. Kumar Vardhan. Koteshwara, it will be there on our social media on when we are going to start Python. Okay, I'll show you that. We will conduct webinars on that, Leelavati. We will conduct webinars on that. We will let you know. Because now I need to arrange someone else to show you all those things, Leelavati. So it will be difficult. Credentials are with our technical team. We have given AI Spray credentials, Chandrasekhar. You can log into that. Python programming will be there on our social media. Yeah, it's done, Vanaja. I mean, you will not be getting LMS access if you didn't get it because it was done on in the initial days. Hmm. I am not sure about website development, Anudeep. I'm I'm not a web developer, so I don't know about that. Okay, our team will be looking into your questions now. So let's get started. Let's continue from where we have left and we will discuss about AI Spry. So let's go to the courses, and here when you will be given username and password the moment you get to go to courses. Obviously, people who have been attending since the early days have access to this. And we covered a lot of ground, and we also have the mind map which is available. And I request you all to go to the mind map. And this mind map, we are going to keep it latest, and we are going to update a lot of things on this. The first thing is you need to understand the project management methodology. This is something which many people do not take it on a serious note. They assume that this is irrelevant, and learning the algorithms is very important, like understanding multi-layered perceptron, convolution neural network, recurrent neural network, LSTM, GRUs, autoencoders. People assume that these are more important, and people also assume that managing the project end to end is not important, and hence they do not end up getting a good job, or even bad, they won't get a job at all. Because in interviews, people ask you questions on how did you handle a project? Can you explain about your project? Can you explain about your project would be the question, not explain about the algorithms. Initially, they'll not get started with this. So it is always good to understand the business problem, understand the objectives and constraints. And when it comes to InnoDataTix, which is our analytics consulting firm, say you go to life sciences healthcare, say you want to know more about the cancer prediction model, just click on that. You have the problem statement, you have the challenges, solutions, and impact. This is how you need to write your resume also. On your profile, this is what is needed. You have to clearly list down what was the problem, what was the business objective constraint, and there is another document called as project charter document. In this project charter document, a lot of things are listed down in a detailed manner. So let me um, go here and let me show you project charter. So people from Indian School of Business, they do internship through us. Okay. And this is how the project charter looks like. So this is the AI Spray project that we have built. That's my name. And people have to give us clearly the project planning document, what they intend to do, what is the flow, right? All of these things are needed. And these are a few things which people in the industry or people who are getting trained are not aware. Because the irony is, a lot of trainers who train, they are themselves getting trained and then they are starting off delivering the training. So the students might not be able to learn better things. Okay. So we list down all these steps on how you're going to implement and what is the high level plan, etc. Without that project charter, you cannot get started. And project charter typically contains all the details at a high level on what are the high level product characteristics that you're building. What are the high level project requirements? What are the summary milestones? Meaning, if your project is for, say, 6 months, then every month you might say, this would be my milestone. So, every month, what is it that you're going to complete? How much money are you setting aside for your project? Who are the key stakeholders? What are the high level risks? Right? What are the high level deliverables expected? And then it has to be signed by your project sponsor. Once this is done, you proceed further with data collection. And in data collection, even before you proceed further, you should perform You should be aware of all the various data types, especially what do we mean by nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Very, very important. These data types will help you define your further steps. And another major issue that I see, because I serve as a chief data scientist on 4 companies, and I've had 15 years of experience until now. And one major challenge that I experience with the people is that they take the data which is provided by the customer and they get started. They don't think twice, they just get started on the project. A good data scientist or an AI expert would not just take the data from the customer, but they will also take the data from other sources, which is called as syndicate data sources, meaning you purchase or you go with a few other open data sources, open source data forums. Okay, and then you proceed further. You either get syndicate data sources or open source data forums, and then you proceed further. Okay, so you massage this data, you combine the data which is externally available with the data which customer has given you, and then you can build a wonderful model. For example, if you want to build a loan default prediction model, will a person default or not default, if that is what you want, and say you have age, gender, so on and so forth. Maybe you might want to resort to primary data source in terms of going to Facebook or LinkedIn, and maybe you want to scrape the data of that person and look at what is that person writing about. So you might want to do emotion mining. Okay, or you might want to do extract the data on, is this person going on international travel, because people post on Facebook that, hey, I'm in Dubai, I'm in Italy, in that way. So is that student very fancy about international travel? If yes, will that student be able to repay the loan or not? So massaging primary and secondary data sources and combining these two is very, very important. Third, when it comes to data sources, people assume that, do you know what? Data comes from heaven into your mailbox, or customer will give you data in CSV format or Excel format or a text format. Not at all, my dear friends, not at all. Only a few companies give you data in Excel or CSV or text format, but majority of the companies will say, hey, I have a database and I have the data available in the database. Okay. And you as a data scientist or you as an AI expert can securely connect. Okay. You can securely connect to our database and then pull the data from the database and work on Python. Python is the way to go. Pull the data from this and start working on Python. And then once you build your prediction model, write your results back to your database. So majorly as part of our full length trainings, we conduct Python training, R training, and in which we also explain our students on what are the other file formats which are majorly used, such as JSON, YAML. There are various file formats, XML formats, HTML formats. You should be, as an AI expert, able to extract the data You know what? Yesterday, a person from Accenture, one of my friend, contacted me saying that, do you know what? I have multispectral images. Okay, how do I handle this? All these are extremely important questions to be asked. Okay, and this is for already well established organizations who already have a database. If they want you to do analytics, you have to know how to establish the connection between your statistical programming languages and your databases. Sometimes your clients might be startups. They might say, hey, can you do some analytics? When you do counseling or when you do consulting, they might say that, do you know what? We do not even have a database. They might say, we don't have a database. And that is where you have to come in as an AI expert and you have to suggest. You need not install, but at least you have to suggest, saying that, okay, seems like you have structured data. So I would suggest relational database management system for you. Oh, seems like you have a lot of unstructured data like images, videos, log files, data coming from IoT sensors, etc. So I would suggest you to go with maybe NoSQL database, maybe Cassandra, maybe MongoDB, etc. At least those kind of things you need to know. Because when you join organizations or when your students start working in various, companies, they will be expected to know what is this, how do you extract the data, and how do you analyze, right? These things are very important. Next, what if the amount of data becomes extremely large, huge data, humongous data, big data? Then you cannot say, do you know what? I was trained only to handle small data. I'm a data scientist or AI expert, but I can handle only small data. Can you say that to your customer or in the interview? Can you tell that to your interviewer? No. They would certainly expect you to have knowledge about big data, Hadoop. Hadoop is a framework. Okay. And if you want to store the big data, people store it in HBase. And when you want to process this big data, people use Spark. If you know Python, there is something called as PySpark. So you need not learn any new programming because Spark is written on something called as Scala. Need not learn that. You if you learn this. Are these important? Absolutely important. Take my word, friends. If not today, tomorrow you will learn because you'll be forced to learn. Because otherwise, the students whom you're training or you yourself might not find any opportunity to get a job. Okay. And then the next level of predictive modeling is also very important. A lot of people think that, do you know what? If I build a predictive model, then it's good enough for me. It is not good enough, friends. If you just do a prediction, say I'm the CEO of a company, not say I am, okay? So, as a CEO of a company, if someone says, do you know what? Your sales for the next month would be 50 lakhs. Then do you think this would excite me? No. What will excite me? If someone also gives me a provision to perform what if analysis. Someone is going to come and say that, do you know what? Here are the number of people that you can train, count, number of products that you have to train on, number of locations that you're in, and with this your sales will be 50 lakhs. So number of people that I'm training, number of students, number of products that we have, and different locations we are in. But if I'm given this kind of a what if analysis, wherein if I can keep changing these values, okay, from 10 people, can I increase this to 20 people? Then would my sales increase or would it decrease? Instead of 80 products, can I reduce it to only 10 products and focus on that? Would my sales increase or decrease? Instead of having my center in 30 places, can I increase this to 60 locations? Would my sales increase or decrease? This kind of analysis is needed, which is the next level to your predictive modeling. Just predicting and giving versus someone giving me as a decision maker or CEO of a company, if someone gives me these levers to keep changing, to see what is the impact going to be, then it's awesome, wonderful. Not just that, there is also something called as optimization, which is also next level of predictive modeling, wherein rather than predicting that your sales will be so much, can someone tell me that, do you know what, given the number of people, I mean, you cannot increase the number of people, you cannot increase the marketing spend, you cannot increase the locations, given all these constraints or limitations, okay, given all these constraints or limitations, would our sales, or what is the maximum sales that I can achieve? Maybe you can say that, hey, given all these conditions, constraints, that you cannot increase the number of people, the marketing spend cannot be increased, given all those constraints, the maximum that you can achieve is 60 lakhs. So I know that this is the potential that I can reach. On one side, what if analysis, on another side, someone telling you that this is the maximum that you can achieve, would actually mean a lot, right? So these are next level of predictive modeling: optimization and simulation. Both of them fall under the purview of operations research. Okay, next. Believe it or not, but organizations spend, or your typical AI experts or data scientists spend, roughly 60% of the time. If the project is for say 1 year, you might end up spending 6 months to 7 months only performing data cleansing and data preparation. Of course, data science projects are not that long usually. Usually the data science projects you can complete in 30 to 60 days. Even if it is 60 days, 60% of this would be 36 days. So 36 days approximately you'll be spending on data cleansing, preparation, munging, wrangling. But the irony is that none of the training institutes even talk about these things in detail. They might only touch upon these concepts, right? What we do is, because we have knowledge working on HTML files, XML files, JSON files, right? Because we do live projects for customers and we know that we don't get the data in Excel format or CSV format. We do a lot of cleansing. Each time there is anything interesting that we do, we bring that live use case into this curriculum. That's how we are different. And trust me, you would spend, not now, you'll understand once you start working on the projects that this is what people would be interested in. And in good companies, when data scientists are interviewed, they're checking on these lines. And okay, tell me what kind of data cleansing you performed on your data. That one question is good enough to gauge whether the other person is knowledgeable or not. Okay, so that's how it works. And feature engineering, to perform this, you need a lot of knowledge. Okay, a lot of knowledge, a lot of awareness is needed to perform feature engineering. And each of the feature engineering aspects will require you to have different knowledge altogether. Okay, if you're dealing with time series dataset, there are different examples or different ways, different techniques. If you're dealing with images, then you have different ways. In that way, okay, if you're dealing with videos, you have different features. If you're dealing with audio files, you'll have different features to be extracted. So you should be aware of all these different varieties. And then we have a lot of research forums where you have to go and do a research even before you get started on the project. Very, very, very important. And I'll give you names of a few so that it might come in handy. People who are already doing their research or people who are PhDs, they get free access to a few of these forums. I'm not sure, you have to check. I have access to a few of these. Otherwise, it will cost you at least per month in excess of 25 to 30 lakhs per month to have access to these forums, right? And companies such as Deloitte, the last company that I worked with as an employee, has access to a bunch of these. You have something called as Business Source Complete. Okay, you have something called as ProQuest. Then you have something called as Science Direct. Of course, you all must be aware of more things than what I know, but whatever I'm aware of, whatever I basically refer to when we do projects is something that I'm listing down. You have something called as Taylor and Francis. I'm giving you all this because we should not be like a frog in a wall, right? That you learn these techniques, that's it. This is the ocean. No, world is much beyond that. Business Monitor International. Then you have Frost and Sullivan. Then you have Emerging Markets Information Systems. You have something called as Euro Monitor, and they have something called as Passport. They have data about 350 markets and 207 countries, 27 industries. Amazing stuff. I keep referring to that. Then you have Market Line. Then, of course, one of my all-time favorite is the Economist. Not reading the magazines, right? I'm speaking about the forums where you get access. You have Factiva from Dow Jones. Then you have Wall Street Journal, Ken, Financial Times. All these are not just the magazines, or newspapers. They have a proper database. Hoover's, Wharton Research Data Services, Prowess IQ, Capital IQ. Then for India, you can also refer to CEIC. Do you know what? This is India Premium Database, and we have the 3,75,000 time series datasets. 3,75,000 time series datasets on which you can work. Then we have again India Stat. all the socio-economic statistical data, India specific, sector specific, region specific, and state specific. More than 35 variables are available. You'll just be blown away by the amount of data that we have. Okay. By putting all these aside, don't just focus on algorithms, my dear friends. If you want to build amazing projects for your customer, then this is very, very important. Understand on how to do research, way to do research. For us, when we do projects, we don't just take the data which customer throws at us. We also get the data from all these kind of forums. We club the customer given data with this data, then we massage both the data, and then we build a solution. Now, how many training institutes will train students in this way, wherein they explain about all these aspects, is $1 million question. I haven't found even one in India. Okay, but these are the things which will be asked in interviews. These are the things which our students do as part of their life projects. We don't just push them and say, hey, this is a problem, this is the data, solve it. By no means we do that. Okay, and then you then get into data mining. Okay, but then to get into data mining or machine learning, you should be aware of the deep learning primer, all the techniques which are available, all the algorithms which are available. Okay, and then which algorithm is fast picking up, all those are very important. And then you proceed further with supervised learning, wherein we have neural networks. If you have the regular structured data, a few of you all were asking, can you explain on something else other than images? Yes, that is right. That's right thought process. And that is the reason why, if you remember, we have built our MLP on a structured data set. Yesterday also, when we have done African crisis data set, we have solved our problems using structured data set. In this structured also, we looked at all the three varieties, if you remember. What if the output variable is continuous? What if the output variable is discrete in two categories? We solved this problem also. Then what if the output variable is discrete in more than two categories? We solved this problem also, so that next time when structured data is given to you, no matter what the output, you will be in a position to solve it. Not just that, we again switch to unstructured data, because 80% of the data on the planet is in unstructured format. So if you have videos, how do you split the videos into images, frames? Video analytics is in some sense image processing only. Okay, because you've split your videos into images. Then how do we analyze it? We have spent significant amount of time on computer vision and these things. Then what if I have unstructured data which is textual in format? Okay, unstructured data. Or what if you have time series data? For that we discussed about this. These three are meant for that. Today I'll briefly touch upon speech recognition and building a chatbot. As I've told, we will keep it we will keep it light for today, right? Not too much of depth. And then we also discussed about unsupervised learning, wherein we already discussed about autoencoders, variational autoencoders. There are a lot of other varieties. like deep autoencoders, convolution, denoising, sparse, etc. And then GANs is something that we discussed. Again, there are various varieties of GANs. All these are advanced things. Are all these part of your training? Yes, absolutely. Then we'll also discuss about RBMs, DBNs today as part of Boltzmann machine. Okay. And reinforcement learning, which is used majorly for playing games. Okay. And you have model evaluation techniques, which you should be aware of. Once you build a model, is it right or not for you? And then you deploy your model in production. This, if you say that you have experience in data science, you have experience in AI, obviously, what will your students be asked in interviews? They'll be asked questions on, okay, what was the server that you have used to deploy? What was the hardware that you used, or what was the software that you have used? If you are unable to answer these questions, that means you are a theoretical data scientist who just know the concepts and you have learned with zero hands-on experience. People will ask you questions on how do you deploy a model on cloud? How do you deploy it on cloud? Very important. Without knowing that, how can you claim yourself as an AI expert or a data scientist? Right? And as a good data scientist, you will know, you should understand that if you build a model now, it will be valid only for a few days. It will not be valid for the rest of the life. I will give you an example, and we follow Pest Rule. What does this Pest Rule mean? I'm going to discuss. P stands for political, economical, or economic rather, social, technological. So we have done a few years back a project for Emirates, and we have built a model on occupancy percentage. We started forecasting on how many seats will be full, right, on any specific day. And it was working wonderfully well. For 8 months, we had no issues. Client was happy, we were happy. After 8 months, this customer came back to us saying that, do you know what? You fooled us. Your model is no longer working well. This was while I was working with my previous company, right? Not the current company. And then when we dig deep into it, we found that there was some changes done. I'll give you those changes in the current context, okay? Not those changes which were done back then. The most recent change was Donald Trump. Okay, Donald Trump passed a bill saying that flights which fly from certain Middle East countries, okay, should not allow, if it's coming into USA, then these flights should not allow people to carry laptop along with them in the cabin. So usually people who travel from Middle East to US, it's a long haul, right? It's going to take a lot of time. And all these business people, they prefer doing some pending tasks on flight. Okay, they prefer doing some a few business tasks by sitting on flight. And if they're not allowed in business class to carry their laptops, then their entire work is halt, and for the probably 12, 15 hours, whatever be the duration, they'll be sitting idle, doing nothing. So that irritated the business class a lot. So they stopped traveling. When they stopped traveling, their occupancy percentage came down. And Emirates came back strong at us saying that, hey, your model is not working, forecasting model. Then we told, hold on, dear Emirates, we already have given you the plan for regular monitoring and maintenance. Okay, in that plan, we clearly mentioned that if there is any political change or any economic change, such as COVID 19, any social change. Now, COVID has impacted both social, economic, right changes, and it has fast tracked the technological, implementations. Or if there is any technology change, major changes, CEO changed. The moment CEO changes, what do? They bring in new changes, new ideas. Okay, so whenever those kind of major changes are done, your model should be reworked upon. So you devise your strategies on when should you retire your model, when should you replace your model, when should you update your model. In this case, we had to update the model with new data. Okay, building a model once and expecting it to work for the rest of the life is not apt. Okay, so these are high level things which you all should be aware of. We will be updating this in a bigger way, and while we already, I'm going to give this mind map and then I'll show you on what to do next. Okay, that's a mind map. Please make a bookmark of that. Now, there are also other mind maps which are people are updating with respect to Python and R packages. In this, we are also planning to have deep learning section, wherein for each of the deep learning concepts, we are going to have Python code, libraries, and then the program. Shubha from our side will be doing it. Okay, so we'll be doing that, and hence you do a you keep this mind map handy. We have anyways cloud computing. We are putting IoT stuff here, and big data is already there here. Big data and cyber security. I mean, these are the aspects which we are strong at. We'll be making all those available for you. On similar lines, we also have mind map here. Henceforth, it'll be easy. In the menu itself, we are going to have another menu here. By next week, we'll be having interview questions. Okay, interview prep is what we are going to call it. And anyone who goes there will see all these bunch of drop down items, right? And then if you want to take PMP, you click that, you will get AWS, whatever you want. You click it, you'll find it, and you can take all of those exams. For recommendations and the other things also, we are working on it. On say you got only 60%. So what are the areas that you need to improve upon? We'll give those kind of personalized reports. Okay. So one thing that I forgot while I was doing this is this part, right? I appreciate each and everyone who has contributed to the quiz. There are 169 people for day 19. That's it. I mean, from tomorrow onwards, we'll not have. We will not. We'll pose the quiz question just in case you want to answer. Sort of 169 people, all these people, who has, who is going to win? Let's see. Google random number generator, or I would just type random number generator. This is the generator. How many people do we have in total? Let me see. We have 169. So I'm going to change this to 169. I will, for 1, 2, 3 times, I'll just test it, whether it's working or not. Okay, in that way, it will work. Randomly it's generating. Every number is equally likely. Now at the count of 1, 2, 3, let me run. 84. 84, who is 84? Let's see. Chandana Sivayogi, congratulations on winning this. Okay, Chandana Sivayogi, our team will contact you and you will receive a certificate, or not certificate, you will receive Amazon coupon from our side. Congratulations once again. Okay, so good job done, Chandana. And then back to our topic. So we have completed all these discussions, all these until autoencoders. Today we will brief, and also GANs we discuss. So we'll just discuss RBM, DBN, then how to analyze speech, and back to reinforcement learning. And with that, we will conclude. So let me just click on this, RBM and DBNs, and let's briefly discuss about this. As I've told you, I'm going to keep today things very light. Okay. So introduction to Boltzmann machine, energy-based models, restricted Boltzmann machine, laws, DBNs, so on and so forth. Okay, we will discuss these things, but it's 11:34. For just 5-10 minutes, we'll discuss and then we'll take a break, friends. Okay, so restricted Boltzmann machine. Even before that, do you know what? RBM is the next version of Boltzmann machine. Boltzmann machine is given here just as an introduction. It's called as generative unsupervised model, a method which automatically finds the patterns in the dataset by reconstructing the input. So it will take your input similar to autoencoders, but it works in a slightly different manner. Okay, this layer, the input layer, is also called as visible layer. So you'll have something called as input layer, which is also called as visible layer. And then you'll have one or several hidden layers. When it comes to restricted Boltzmann machine, you'll have a single hidden layer. It's only two-layered architecture, but here it's slightly different. You can have one or several hidden layers. So you'll have a hidden layer, assume. Hidden layer. And your job is to reconstruct this input back here, similar to your autoencoders. Okay, but how does it work in a practical setting? We'll understand. So Boltzmann machines are primarily divided into two categories. One is called as energy-based models. Another is called as restricted Boltzmann machine. RBMs are not heavily used in the current world, but still it has its own sweet reference. So we'll discuss more about that. Energy-based model, I'll rather go to this because nowadays people are using this heavily. So RBM is basically a two-layered neural network. It will have only two layers if you look at this. The first layer is called as a visible layer, and the next layer is called as second layer is called as hidden layer. And for this reason, RBM is also called as shallow neural network. Shallow neural network. Deep learning? No, this is shallow learning. And people way back in 1986 proposed this. And this works on a concept called as um, contrastive divergence. Okay, it works on a concept called as contrastive divergence. Okay, how does it work? What is this? We'll discuss that. All the neurons in the visible layer are connected to all the neurons in the hidden layer. This is similar to your fully connected network. But there is some restriction which is laid. What is that restriction? The restriction is that no neuron in the same layer can be connected. So no connections within a layer. Like if you have your recurrent neural network, the connection is given like this. You can connect it back. Okay, neurons can be connected to the other neurons, but here no connections are possible within a layer. That's obviously our regular thing only, right? There's nothing different. But there are a few networks where you can establish such connections. Usually we do not. And in RBM, it is restricted. Okay, it is restricted completely. You cannot have connections among these. That's why it's called as restricted. And these RBMs are used for multiple purposes. One is called as dimensionality reduction. I'm sure you all are aware of the stock market. Okay. And how is this applied? How is RBM applied in stock market is something which we will discuss post taking a break, and then we will get back to this. Yeah. I want to give you guys some thrilling uh, interval. So just be back by maybe 11:50, and at 11:50 we are going to resume our session. Break until then. Okay. All right. So yes, yes, exactly. No, no, you need not register. If you register once, that's good enough. Yeah, you just register and then we will look into it. All right. Back to our discussion. So please be a little patient for the attendance. Towards the end, we will post the attendance link. I request you all to be a little patient on that. All right. So within RBM, this is exactly what happens. You will have a single input layer called visible layer and a single hidden layer called as hidden layer, of course. The second layer is called as hidden layer. Why is it called as restricted Boltzmann machine? Because no connections will be there within the layer. And okay, here you have couple of things. Let me go to this slide and explain on how it works. First of all, RBMs are used for dimensionality reduction. Okay, what kind of dimensionality reduction? Say you're investing in the stock market, and when you're investing in the stock market, why do people invest in multiple stocks? People invest in TCS, people invest in Dr. Reddy's, okay, a pharmaceutical firm, and then they invest in some other company, etc. The reason why they invest in multiple different companies from different industries is because that is considered to be a risk reduction strategy. Okay, it's called as risk reduction strategy because you reduce the risk significantly. Okay, by diversifying, it's called as diversification. Because if you go and invest in all IT companies, and if the IT industry collapses, your entire stock or wherever you're investing, your money will go for a toss. There is huge risk. Hence, people diversify. And the best way of diversifying is going and investing in something called as index. Like we have Nifty 50 in that way, Nifty 100 in India, wherein you'll have 50 different companies operating. You cannot directly invest in this Nifty. So you look at the 50 companies which are listed down here and you invest in all those 50 companies. But investing in all those 50 companies would mean that you need a lot of money, right? Even if you want to buy one share per company, it'll be very costly. And monitoring those throughout is also another big headache. So what people usually do is they apply RBMs on the Nifty data, which has say 50 companies. And when you connect those 50 companies to a hidden layer, which is of probably 10 neurons, then all the market patterns of these 50 companies is captured using these 10 neurons. So in some sense, you are able to reduce 50 companies to 10 companies. And you need to invest only on these 10. The same kind of risk exposure that you have in Nifty 50 will be there if you invest in these stocks, which are captured by your hidden layer. Okay. Then all the neurons in restricted Boltzmann machine are binary in nature. Will the stock market go up or will the stock market come down? Right, kind of. It is also used in recommendation engines. Like if you go to Amazon, when you search for a specific product, a few other products pop up, right? So RBMs is also used in those scenarios. And RBM's training these kind of models involves 3 steps. Step 1 is forward pass. What do you do in forward pass? You just take the inputs, you multiply those with the weights along with bias and pass it on to the next layer. And the next layer is a hidden layer which always has sigmoid activation function, and it will give you output. This is forward pass. Then you also have backward pass. So the hidden unit is then the data here is then passed back to the visible layer. You go forward and then come back to the visible unit through the same weights. Here the weights won't change. Through the same weights you come back. This is how you reconstruct back your inputs. You go forward, you take your values, multiply it with the weights, go to the hidden layer, pass it to your sigmoid activation function, you'll get the output, then go back and update. Very, very similar to your auto encoders that we discussed. And do you know what? You might feel that auto encoders and this, there is no big difference. But the best part is when you have noisy images, when you're dealing with images which has a lot of noise, lot of distortion, then what happens is RBMs work very well in comparison to autoencoders. Right? That's the amazing benefit of RBMs. This is the learning process and all that. Then you have DBNs. DBN, you can think about this as something which is again trained on contrastive divergence, a technique which is used to train your models. In simplest of the terms, if I were to explain you DBNs is nothing but if you have multiple RBMs, if you combine all those RBMs together, it becomes a deep belief network. RBM is called as a shallow neural network model. If I want to make this RBM look deep, right, the deep learning name itself arrives based on this because we'll have a lot of layers. Okay. So we have shallow neural network, which is RBM. If I combine multiple RBMs, it gives rise to deep belief networks. Okay, and so it looks like this basically. DBN is nothing but you have your inputs, you supply your inputs to RBMs, again have another layer of RBMs, and finally you get a single output, sigmoid activation function. Okay, that's it. That is how simple it is. This is a 2-stacked RBM. Okay, and RBMs are unsupervised learning methods. These are called as RBMs are called as unsupervised. But you know what? When you train your DBNs, you can either train your DBNs, deep belief networks, on RBMs, which are unsupervised learning techniques, or you can also train DBNs on supervised learning. You can also start using this for supervised learning purpose. Okay, these are a few things that are available. It is used for image recognition, video recognition, motion capture data. It is used in stock market, stock trading, and there are a lot of other applications. Not just that, we also have, okay, this is fine. Let me go here. Or let me open let me go to the mind map. That would be better. Where did the mind map stuff go? Yeah, it's here. Let me go to AI driven mind map and we will discuss here. Okay, so DBNs, this is done. I mean, just the theory part. Okay, it's very exhaustive otherwise. And then let me explain you on speech part. Okay, your neural networks are heavily used for speech recognition system, for building speech recognition systems. Speech recognition system is a process of understanding the words that are spoken by humans. Okay, speech recognition system is used extensively to interact with the inanimate objects. What do you mean by inanimate objects? Some non-living being, some non-living object which has some computing power, like you have your robots and bunch of other things, right? Your systems, computers, etc. And you also have your mobile phones wherein you'll have a speech option. Okay, and you can talk, right? Like Apple, Siri, etc. So when you talk with this, saying that, hey, can you please call you know uh, Sachin Tendulkar, just as an example, right? So it will actually call that guy if that person's number is available on your phone. For biometric system also, for example, if you say, please can you open the door, it will look at your speech, it will do the speech recognition and open. Recently, Standard Chartered Bank, though the people have called me, customer service, they told that, do you know what, do you want to enable the speech system to unlock your account? I didn't take that route, but that is something that is already being built in the banking system, biometric system, security, and all that. But it is important to understand the nature of these speech signals. What are the various aspects of speech that have to be considered? In speech, you need to look at what is the emotion. Is the voice trembling? What is the kind of accent the person is using? What is the language that the person is using? So on and so forth. And let me show you this on what happens. Shades of company tumbles because the CEO spoke with trembling voice. That's it. That is all you need to do. Even if your voice shakes a little as a CEO, that's it. Your stock market, your share value will collapse for big companies. You can do that research, you know. If your voice sounds a little tricky, be rest assured that your share market will collapse drastically. These are the kind of analytics which are done. Is a CEO of a company who is announcing the share values or the quarterly result, is that person speaking truth, or is that person trying to hide something? Is he actually trying to hide the secrets of the company? Company is not doing well, but is scared that company's share value might collapse. Hence, that person is trying to hide something. Can we analyze? Oh, yes, sure, we can. And people have done it. Especially, they do it in investigation also, right? They check with you on, did you commit a crime? Yes or a no. You'd obviously say no. Anyone will say no. Then, how do we identify? Okay. And when it comes to speech, you can also visualize the audio signals. How do you visualize the audio signals? You take the audio signals, and audio signals are nothing but they are continuous valued waves, right? They're just kind of waves that we have. And when you look at speech signals, they are sampled at 44,100 hertz. That means every second of signal, every second of speech signal is broken down into 44,100 parts every second. Just imagine that. That means we save the value of the audio signal, at what frequency? 1 by 44,100 seconds. That's the amount of data we have. And you can load any kind of audio file into your computer. You can visualize it. Okay, you can visualize in this way, it appears speech. Okay, and what people also do is, in order to analyze audio signals, visualization is done. Okay, that's how you visualize. You break it down into those many things. For analyzing this, you need to first understand about what are the frequency components available in speech. And what is a meaningful insight that you can draw from an audio signal? And you know what? People who are from signal processing background should be aware of this, that we'll have frequencies. Okay, you'll have phases and you'll have amplitudes in audio. You'll have all of these things. And if you want to convert on an audio signal into a frequency spectrum, into frequency spectrum, then you need to convert your time domain into frequency domain, and you do that using something called as Fourier transform. We actually used to delve deep into Fourier transforms before we get into speech. That's something that we used to do earlier. Now we are not doing it. But then if you want to analyze more, you can. This also gives you an opportunity to visualize the frequencies. And you can generate the audio signal. What people are doing is now they are generating music. They're generating songs, AI driven songs, AI driven music. I'm sure after 5 years down the lane, everything will be AI driven because it saves a lot of time. But at the same time, a lot of people who are into these kind of professions might lose jobs. That's the sad part. But at the same time, it is going to create a lot of additional jobs. Okay, so how do you generate audio signals? Within Python libraries itself, you have a few functions which will help you generate different audio signals. Because audio signals are nothing but mixture of various sinusoids. So if you look at your sine curve and cos curve, it's just mixture of those which would give you an audio signal. So if I take all the super hit songs of A.R. Rahman, right, or some other singer, and if I supply it to the model, my model will learn all the various patterns of those kind of super hit songs, and it will take all the sinusoids from that, and then it will mix and come up with a new song altogether. A new song can be extracted. And we can also synthesize tones to generate music. We have some standard tones. People who are good at music must be aware of this, right? You'll have A, C, G, F. These are the tones which are used to generate music. These are the standard tones which are used. And different frequencies of sound is um, tagged to different tones, basically. You can actually synthesize the music by stitching together all these different tones. Okay, and then you can also extract speech features. Like in image, the features that we extract includes pixel intensity values. You can also extract edges. You can extract blobs. A lot of interesting things can be extracted. In that way, we can also extract the speech features. Okay, and to extract the speech features, people use something called as MEL frequency, cepstral coefficient, MFCCs. This is something which is used to extract the frequency or extract the features from a given audio signal. So there are two things, here, if just in case if you are interested further, to extract the frequency features from speech, MEL frequency will first extract something called as power spectrum. It then uses something called as filter banks, and it applies something called as discrete cosine transform to then extract the features. It's a big subject in its own, but the good part is speech is only one dimensional, images are two dimensional. And you can, do you know what, visualize it. And then you can recognize, if standard chartered bank says that, do you know what, if you can say please unlock my net banking, then based on your voice, it is going to unlock. Then think about the kind of recognition system that they need to have. It has to recognize the spoken words and authenticate with its backend database that this voice has a specific frequency, has a specific phase, has a specific amplitude of what this person called Bharani has. Because people might want to beat around the system, right? They want to probably get access to my net banking by speaking the way I speak. But can we identify whether it is fake voice or not? Yes, provided your frequency, phase, and amplitude. But then, if you use systems such as GAN, then GANs can be used for negative purpose also. Remember GAN? One person is a fraud person who will be teaching your algorithm how to create fraud voice. And another is discriminator, right? So you have the generator discriminator concept wherein another guy is going to identify that this is fake voice. One person wants to give a fake voice of Bharani so that he can get access to the net banking of Standard Chartered. Another person is detecting from Standard Chartered Bank. Then how do I arrest this? After one time or two times, you have to break your system saying that it's logged. Or even after one time, it has to log. You should not give it an option to keep doing it. What people do is to beat around the system. Hackers, what they do is we have a strong team of cybersecurity also. That's why I'm able to speak these things. So the moment what hackers do, I'll explain from that perspective. What hackers do is they send a voice signal similar to my voice, and the system says, no, you're wrong. Then immediately they won't send. After 2 days or so, they will send another message. No, wrong. Another message. No, wrong. Another message. No, wrong. So it will keep learning. So your cyber security professionals have to look at how to arrest these hackers here. How to not let them allow into the system. If there is something coming from the same IP address or same region, right, then you should be able to identify the patterns. And we have something called a cybersecurity analytics program as part of a domain analytics that also has these concepts. Okay, it's very tricky. Someone is going to try to beat into your system. You're trying to restrict them, right? And they put something called as honeycomb. Honeycomb means purposefully the cybersecurity professionals will leave some loophole for hackers to hack into that. The moment they hack into that, all they will see is something empty. They won't get access to anything, or dummy data is what they'll get access to. But the cybersecurity professionals will at least come to know on what are the patterns used by hackers to hack into the system. Once they learn about those patterns, job done. You can restrict that. You can ensure that all the other ports are strengthened based on this feedback. Because hackers, when they look at this, they first go after something which is weak, some link which is weak. They'll first try to arrest that. Okay. These are the various applications of your speech related systems. Okay. And then you have a lot of NLP related stuff. NLP stands for natural language processing, and natural language processing is a natural progression towards your chatbot. And what does a chatbot do? For example, if I go here to our website, we have an AI driven chatbot. I've already told about this, right? Where did you first hear about us? Google. Say, what are you currently doing? I'm working. And then, do we have any special offers? Okay, which type of training are you looking for? Say you're looking out for individual training. So you need to provide your name, and this name gets recorded in our customer relationship management database. Say, this is my email ID. This will again go into the customer relationship management database. So our people would just go to the CRM and contact these people. So all these things are being done by a backend system. Say you are interested in AI and deep learning, okay, and says that it's for 80 hours. You book an appointment. Today it's already, I think, 12:30. So at 2 p.m. we have, because we also have lunch break, right? So appropriately that calendar pops up. Okay, do you want to learn more? No. So this calendar invite is also shared, and then it is recorded. And then if it asks for the feedback, you give your feedback, and then you have done. So this is a typical AI driven chatbot. Okay, so what is it that chatbots are being used? Chatbots are being used for resetting your password also. We have done it for a bank in Vietnam. Okay, and you have Apple Siri, Amazon Alexa, you have Google Home, you have WeChat, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Slack. On WhatsApp, for WhatsApp business, you have a chat functionality. Do you know what? These messaging platforms alone, do you know what is the value that they carry? 4.5, 4.1 billion dollars. Only the four largest platforms: WeChat, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Slack. In US, heavily they use Slack. In China, they heavily use WeChat. We all use Facebook and WhatsApp. The call centers that we have are heavily moving towards, they're changing drastically, dramatically. And the chatbots that are being built are being deployed in cloud. Handling your customer service, handling more calls, everything can be done by chatbot. 5 to 10 years down the lane from now, when you call a bank, you should not be surprised if you're going to be handled, addressed by a chatbot. And chatbots are getting better and better as we proceed further. Do you know what? Um, if I'm not mistaken, yep, this is our chatbot, people. And 16, we have given 16 of our past participants an opportunity to work on the chatbots, because we have a lot of additional chatbots based on different industries. Okay, and we have Winnie for various purposes: for travel, for food and beverages, for appointment, for online. We have for all these various purposes, and we have deployed it for Paradise. I mean, InnoDataTix has deployed for 360. It's our own company, anyways. 6biz. This is our product, homegrown tool, uh, which actually does that. Right? AI-driven chatbot. So our participants actually get to work on these kind of real-world stuff. And you know what? The market for chatbots, it is very important, because all your students can also become entrepreneurs very early, right? The market for the chatbots, do you know what, is expected to grow from $4.2 billion, that was last year, to $15.7 billion by 2024. That will be approximately 30% growth. Students need not always get a job in companies. If they can also become self-employed, that's the next step. And they can. If you all and we all together do it, right? So to build a chatbot, what is it that we need? We need something called as an agent. We need something called as intents. Agent is a system that can handle all the conversations. And intent is something which is generated when two people talk with each other, when two people start communicating. How do they communicate? What are the text that they use? What question this person A would ask person B? What will be the response? This is intent. And then there should be something called as entities. Entities are nothing but group of words which will make a meaningful phrase. And using those phrases, you actually proceed further. Once you know these three, you can build your chatbot, and then comes your integrations. Building the chatbot alone is not sufficient, and this is what people train you on, how to build a chatbot. But they won't explain you the business aspects. If the business aspect is not learned, the learning will become meaningless. It's just for getting some marks, kind of, right? So we have a lot of platforms such as Dialogflow from Google. Then you have something called as Lex, right? These are the most popular chatbot platforms. You can integrate your chatbot with these platforms, or you can use these platforms directly. There are a lot of messaging platforms also, such as you have something called as Kik, you have something called as Viber, of course you have Google Assistant, and then you have something called as Facebook Messenger, right? All these things, and you have a lot of other things basically. But these are a few things that are very important. And needless to say, webhooks. If you don't want to integrate your chatbot with this, or if you don't want to build your chatbot using these platforms, or if you don't want your chatbot to be integrated with these messaging applications, then you want to hook it to your own website, like what we have done on our 360 Digit MG, right? We hooked the chatbot, right? And when you hook it, you need HTTP push API, application programming interface, or there is also something called as web callback. Okay, you can also use a web callback. Okay, and yep, that's what is going to help you. There are a lot of benefits associated with chatbot. It's reliable, etc., etc. Okay, and a few things that I need to talk about is the chatbot platforms, because most often than not, you might not be building um, chatbots which are always hooked onto your website. Majority of them, what they do is they either use Dialogflow from Google. These are the major things that you can use, readily use. There is trial version also available, you can try out. Okay, and then from Microsoft, you have something called as Azure bot service, which people use. All these are also a few things which will be free initially. It works on freemium model. Freemium means it is free, but then you will have to pay. A few functionalities are free. If you want the complete package, you need to pay. That's freemium. And from Facebook, you have something called as a wit.ai, and IBM has something called as Watson. Okay, we worked heavily on Watson. I can just show you that. Okay, not just Google Dialogflow, but also on IBM Watson. Uh, this was done way back in, um, yeah, we have done it in 2018 also heavily. This is a prototype that we have built using IBM Watson. And people from BITS Pilani have worked on Dialogflow heavily. 140 BITS Pilani students have done the internship program through us. 40 students. That was on, Google Dialogflow that they have worked upon. Right, so it's not that one or two students should do an internship. No, many people can do it, and they built an awesome chatbot, one of its kind. Okay, so this is all about chatbots basically, and what are the platforms that you can use. And the premise for this is natural language processing, and the deep learning algorithms which are used here are LSTMs, BERT, GRUs, and there are many other things which exist. These are the techniques which can be used to build your chatbots. Okay, and finally, we have reinforcement learning or Q learning. I briefly have shown you, I think, videos of how games can be played. And reinforcement learning is a different field in its own. If you look at the entire ecosystem, you have artificial intelligence, you have data science, you have data mining, you'll have machine learning, you'll have deep learning, and within that you have something called as reinforcement learning. Okay, and reinforcement learning algorithms are used in building AI applications. This is a most recent research which is being done, and people are using reinforcement learning to build robot traders. So what does this mean? Do you know what usually what happens is when you want to trade on the stock market, I want to sell a specific stock, I want to buy a specific stock, etc. Then usually you will have the brokers, stock brokers. Their job is to understand how much money you have, and then their job is to help you purchase those. But with robot traders in picture, all these analysis would be done by your robot directly, your AI driven system, and it is automatically going to suggest you the best stock at that moment. And do you know what? People update their AI models every microsecond on stock market, because every microsecond the stock value keeps changing, and lightning fast results should be given to the end user saying that, do you know what, this stock might go up in the next 1 second, so please purchase so much. You can define all those upfront in your application, and robot trader would automatically take care of things. The only thing your reinforcement learning understands is that it has to either maximize something or minimize something. If it's your stock market, the return on investment should be maximized. That's it. You just define this return on investment as a maximization function, and your reinforcement learning will maximize it completely. And when it comes to minimize, for example, if you play a game of chess, there it's not how many points you get, how many less points you have. That is going to define whether you win or lose, right? So in playing such games, it's used. Chess, AlphaGo, a lot of Chinese games, etc., are majorly used. And out of all the reinforcement learning algorithms, the one algorithm which is majorly used is called as deep Q learning. Deep Q learning. And you're seeing all these things, right? Like PUBG and all those kind of games, right? There, your agent, this is a component which learns. What does it learn? It will learn to maximize the total rewards in case of certain games. In certain other games, it will learn to minimize the reward. And this is called as environment. Environment is the space where the game is played. Or environment is like your stock market. It can be used in stock market also. And you have something called as policy. It defines the agent's behavior at a given point of time. That means you shoot these people, someone dies, score increases. That's a policy that your model has just learned. It is going to map on what actions the agents are taking, and is it actually contributing to maximizing your rewards or not, right? It need not always be maximized. Once again, your reward function can also be minimized, like in the game of chess. That's it. You just give this information to your model. Don't teach it how to play, how to shoot. Don't teach anything. And your reinforcement learning model will automatically learn all these things. These are the various things: agent, environment, action, so on and so forth. Okay. And then you maximize the rewards. There are two ways. The agent has to take best actions to get maximum reward, and the goal is to maximize rewards on set of actions. There are two things. One is exploitation, one is called as exploration. Exploitation means your model has already learned on how to maximize your rewards, or how to minimize your points in a game of chess, or how to maximize the return on investment on your stock market. Hey, I'm investing 100 rupees. How much money do I get? How do I maximize that? In Do I need to invest in TCS, or do I need to invest in Infosys, or do I need to invest in Tata Motors or Panasonic? Where do I actually invest to ensure that return on investment increases? The moment your model understands that, it will just exploit, meaning it will keep on investing in that. This 10%, 20%, 10% in that way. And another thing is exploration. Exploration means it still didn't understand the environment well. Like in this game, there is no scope to exploit, because your model has to first learn that, okay, there is a gun, I need to shoot, it needs to hit this person, and then my points increase. So first your model has to explore and then capture more information about your environment in which you are playing. Okay, so that's what your reinforcement learning does. Okay, it's used in various puzzles, various games, right, on what is a reward. Okay, and then there's Markov decision model, Q learning. This is majorly used. So let me quickly touch upon this, and then, as I've told you today, it'll be very low in terms of math and all that, because already the major portion is done. Q learning algorithm couples itself with something called as deep neural network, and it gives you something called as Q value. Q value is a value which will help you maximize the score. Every time you take an action, your Q value will be impacted. Okay. The moment your Q value increases, you either win the game or you probably not just maximize, you can also in some cases minimize the Q value, right? And it keeps maximizing like in your stock value also. How does it maximize? Based on this maximization function. And this equation is called as Bellman equation. Without getting into too much of math, right? This is what happens basically. And sorry, just give me a minute. Hey, sorry. So I think majority of you all are interested in, certificate. All right. So you have this deep Q network, which is majorly used, and then you have a state and an action. And based on that action, is your Q value increasing or should it decrease basically is something that is understood. And using your deep Q learning algorithm, your rewards are either maximized or minimized. So I think major interest today is on certificates, so I'll not take this any further. All right, here is your mind map, and you also have AI system. I will quickly tell you on how you will get the certificate. Let me download the process and show you that. I just opened this. All right. To get the certificate, you will have to log into AI Spry. Again, certificates will be issued over a period of 15 days. Okay, we will alphabetically distribute the certificates. So certificate distribution happens in uh, next 15 days. After 15 days, if you do not receive any certificate, then send an email to, directly send it to me at 360digitmg.com. But friends, bear in mind that we will look at your attendance and we look at various other aspects to uh, give the attendance. So I think we have a better version of it. So let me quickly download that. Yeah, here it is. So I'll just click on this. I'm also given an LMS login to log in and show you guys. I will show that. But this document also would be shared with you all. Okay. Log into your AI Spry. If you do not have access to this, that means you are not our student. Okay. Then I request you to drop an email to, um, you know, prasad at 360digitmg.com, and within 15 days, if you do not receive any reply, then escalate directly to me, because I want to directly get involved to ensure that there is smooth transition. Okay, log into AI Spry. That's the first step. The next step is you click on this circle login. You all are aware, people who have access to it, they are aware, but still, I'm once again showing step by step, because again, I want to ensure that there is smooth transition. Log in with the username and password which is given to you. Click on login, and then you'll see this pop up. Please do not download the slides or videos if there are any. You'll be penalized, right? So please don't do that. Data sets and Python code can be downloaded. Okay. Then click on my courses here. Do a drop down and click on my courses. Once you do that, you have FDP AP State Skills Development Corporation certificate, folder, certificate program folder. You need to click on this. Oh, sorry, my bad. So we created this for you guys. FDP AP State Skills Development Corporation certificate. Okay, we created a new link for you all. People who have registered would get access to this. Then what you need to do is just click on that, and you will see only two options to make your life easier: review and feedback. Okay, you will, when you click on this, you'll see two icons, these two. Okay, click on this, you'll be taken to our Facebook page, leave a review. Click on this, you'll be going to our Google, leave a review. If you feel no, we don't want to give a review, don't worry, close those, come back to this, and then your certificate will be unlocked. uh, 1 second, friends. 1 second. I'm notified by my friend. And then you give your program. That's it, I think. If you give reviews here, and then you'll have something called as unlock, and then you'll be able to download the certificate. Okay, so this is how it will look like. The moment you give review and feedback, I mean, again, if you click on this, go to Facebook, leave a review, go to Google, leave a review. If you feel that I don't want to give a review, don't worry, come back, and then you will see this certificate. Click on download. Do you want, I mean, please select no option only. Okay, we will not give you any hard copy. Okay, so just say no for hard copy, please. I request you all to focus on this. Please select no. We will not give you any hard copy. So just click on download certificate, and it will give you a certificate to download. Yeah, now, yeah, anything, Sasanka, fine, you can. 15 days, Mohan Srinivas. It will take 15 days. For today, there is no feedback link. Purima, I mean, I'm so sorry. We might not be able to give you LMS access now, which was already provided to the people long back. It will not be there now. It will take 15 days. 15 days for you to get that on your learning management system. 15 days. Okay. 15 days. Shake. 15 days. Ravikumar, 15 days. Explain few points on architecture, analysis on data and design, infrastructure requirements analysis, example. JSON. No, that is something, Vijay, which is not part of this. Okay, you can learn that as part of our. You will learn that only as part of the live projects, Vijay. Okay, so that's my response. 15 days. Check after 15 days, Swati. 15 days, Jyotsna. We will share the document, Jaswani. We will look at your attendance, Sirisha, and then we will give you the access on your learning management system. Arvinda Kumar, 15 days. After 15 days. 15 days, Swati. After 15 days. Sivasankar, after 15 days. Yes, I will share, Salma. Vanaja, 15 days. Thank you so much, Martanda. I request you all to stay back because there will be finishing speech which will be given by CGM, Chief General Manager of AP State Skill Development Corporation. And I'm sure you all have learnt a lot, put it into practice. Yeah, you can, Surya Narayana. Obviously, you can switch your careers if you want to. The only thing is just get yourself, accustomed to AI concepts that we discussed, to the programming bit, and then that's good enough. Ravi Kumar, we'll look into that, Ravi Kumar. Don't worry, we'll be a little judicious in dealing with that. 15 days, Santoshi. Sasanka, yeah, you can approach us separately on that. We'll let you know. After 15 days, Geeta, yes. Yeah, Leelavati, reinforcement learning is done. It's used for playing games, Leelavati. And in stock market also. Yeah, Prakash Rao, it is very much possible. You just need to go through the videos that are recorded and given to you guys, and then you can approach me and then I can guide you. Sure, Harshvardhan, we'll keep you posted. Yeah, we are, Kanaka Kumari. We will keep you posted on that. It will work on version 3 only, the latest versions. We'll post it on 2nd, Jaswani. By 2nd, we are going to post. Yep. Thank you, Aparna. Thank you so much, Kamakshama. We'll let you know, Srinivas Rao, on that internship programs. Okay. Enoch, are you there by any chance?
I am in the session, Bernie.
Okay. Can you post the, what do you call, the attendance, or would we track the form that we shared here as the attendance for today?
I'm going to post the attendance link as well.
Okay, sure. Same here, Anudeep, but we will certainly stay in touch. Yeah, cloud computing is something which we are very, very strong at. Oh, okay. Got it, Leelavati. Yes, Uma, we will plan IoT sessions in the future as well. Yep. Thank you so much. I request everyone to please stay back because we have our CGM who will be joining in now. And just give me a moment while I try to check on what's happening. So Enoch, I think you will have to share the link with the CGM.
With the CGM, right, Barney?
And how many people are there on YouTube live, Enoch?
Let me just give you that number.
And yep, thank you all. It's a pleasure. Any course on voice-based chat? It's the same speech recognition system, basically, that we use. Oops, there are a lot of questions coming in. It is for our regular students, Venkata, wherein when people refer someone, they get referral amount. So that's that concept all about. We haven't posted that yet, Praveen. We will post it. Yeah, hi, Mr. Ravi.
Yeah, hi, Barney.
Hi. We were waiting for you, so over to you.
Yeah, thank you very
Yeah.
much. Uh, yeah, so this is the last day. All the classes completed, including live projects, everything. Barney.
Yeah. The live practical sessions using the code, I used to do it in the class itself. So everything is done, Ravi. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, fine. So, shall I proceed now, or
Yes, Mr. Ravi, please
you want
proceed.
to say anything?
No, after you, I will probably conclude.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, fine. So, the feedback is also we supposed to take that inform to you, right? Okay. Yeah, Barney. Okay, thank you very much, Barney. Uh, It's a long duration of course. I think 60 hours and 20 days continuously. You are taking every day, three hours per day. Really, it's a hectic, but really you have taken a lot of patience and you have explained to all the basics and fundamentals. It's a very nice, and I hope the participants, the faculty members, and the students, some of the students also participated in this program, might be they well, I mean, they benefited a lot about this artificial intelligence and deep learning. And in meanwhile, I got some feedback from some of the faculty members. Those from engineering colleges are participating, and they're giving some feedback. It's a very good feedback about this program and about the trainer also. And credit goes to the Bharani trainer. And I think Bharani, from the beginning, what we had a discussion in the inaugural talk, there is a learning AI and deep learning path. Bharani covered the basics of Python programming and R programming, to introduction to AI deep learning, then introduction to Python libraries and image processing and computer vision, then uh, like the convolution networks, then recurrent neural networks, long short temper memory. Then he has gone through in between conducting a quizzes and also reinforcement learning and Q learning. So I think it's a good time. All the faculty members will gain the basic fundamentals, and today is the last day. So guys, the faculty, dear faculty members, and don't think that it's a new subject. So this is not ending of this course. So you need to be implement whatever the fundamentals you learned so far. Once you go back to the college, and whenever you are explaining the subject which is related to core mathematics or statistics or probability, so that will be connected to this artificial intelligence and deep learning. So now you have a very good fundamentals of Python programming and R programming. These are very good visualization tools for you to conduct any experiment or to do research and to take the data sets and generating a reports or whatever it may be. So this will helps you a lot. And also in turn, I think around 125 engineering colleges got BTech course in artificial intelligence, data science, and other cyber security. Might be this type of faculty development. Why APSSDC is initiated mainly to address the gap or to make our faculties more strengthened about these cutting edge technologies. I hope the dream of APSSDC and the Honorable Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy garu instructed us APSSDC to impart training by industry experts. So in this connection, we identified the industry experts like Bharani with a 15 years of experience and alumnus of IIT and having a vast experience in the field of this application development. So when there is a trainer is having sufficient knowledge in the domain and the industrial experience, when you contact with them, there is a knowledge gradient, knowledge transfer from trainer to the participant. That's where we focused and we are identifying the industry expert people and connecting with the faculty members as well as the students on behalf of APSSDC. So I think I felt very happy the way the program is from last 20 days, and every day my team actively participated in following up. And similar way 360 DGTM background team, they're continuously follow up through WhatsApp groups and through emails and through the learning management LMS learning management system. And a lot of behind this course running sessions 3 hours. On the uh, end of session there is an assignment followed and follow and the feedback, the quizzes is conducted by Barney. And before that, before commencement of session also, my team and 360 DGTGM team working a lot before commencement of session, 2 or 3 hours before. You have seen the pop-ups in a WhatsApp communicating to you, forwarding links to you, and they are linking up all the videos in one place. So these are the lot of the behind the screen work. Thank you very much to entire team of 360 DGTM, and also thanks to my team, this Jagan and the Sahitya and the Bharati continuously in touch into the Srikar. They provided good service to you. And I hope the faculty members have sufficient basic understanding and knowledge on artificial intelligence and deep learning. I once again wish you, this is a good resource for you. Bharani is also in touch with you in future through these WhatsApp groups. WhatsApp groups will be still alive after the completion of this course also. Whenever you have any doubt, you can just post a questions, we will answer to you. And yeah, I think it's a fantastic program. Thank you very much for everyone, the participants from the faculty members, the engineering colleges and degree colleges, and the students from various engineering colleges and MBA and other colleges across the 13 districts. So wish you all the best, and thank you very much for actively participation in all the sessions. Now I think once again, thank you very much for Barney and his team. Thank you, Barney. This is
Thank you.
my message from on behalf of APSSDC. And first of all, thank you very much to my chairman, Honorable Chairman Challa Madhusudan Reddy Garu, and the MD and CEO Dr. Raja Srikanth Garu is the approving of file itself. When they see this trainer profile and the 360 DC, the company profile, immediately they straight away accepted. And one more information, all the faculty members, APSSDC and 360 DGTM coming together, and this is completely, it's based on corporate social responsibility. 360 DGTM is not even charged a single paisa from the government. It's a completely free program. They are very much interested to serve to our AP faculty members to make it artificial intelligence deep learning reservoir tanks in the form of the faculty development program. So once again, on behalf of AP government and APSSDC, thanks and tons of thanks to the 360 DZTM. Thank you, Bharani. Please take it forward.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ravi, for providing us this opportunity. And we feel that it's an amazing opportunity to interact with AP State Skill Development Corporation, Dr. Ravi and his team, Sahitya, and everyone were extremely helpful in terms of ensuring that we have a smooth finish to this program. And all the faculty members and students who have attended, I'm sure you all are happy with the content that has been provided to you. And yep, we will constantly stay in touch. And we are not going to say goodbye because it's a long journey and we will constantly keep interacting with each other. As I've told you, let's ensure we make this a crowd-sourcing platform wherein each one of you help each other. Okay, and our team, Enoch and his team here, they have been working continuously to ensure that there is absolutely no slippage from our side. And in terms of next steps also, we would certainly stay in touch. And yeah, as I can see, you all are saying you'll miss our sessions, but then, yep, do stay in touch. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. We'll be sharing the next steps on the WhatsApp group so that you all are aware of what are the next steps, right? And we'll be ensuring that we have that group, the WhatsApp groups active with respect to ensuring that we post meaningful information in that, meaningful resources for you all to upskill yourself even further. Yeah, we are Dr. Ravi coming up with a digital book if you're there, and this digital book is on all the aspects of data science, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, so on and so forth. We are aiming to conclude that by 15th of August, and we want to also go with a physical book. And I, along with our team, we are bringing in the practical experiences of 56 plus projects which we have done until now under the flagship in the last 6 to 7 years. And all those live use cases also will be shared with you all. Yep. Thank you all so much once again, and do stay in touch.
Hello. Yeah, Barney.
Yeah, Doctor.
Yeah, so I think let's take feedback on this program from the faculty members. Might be
Sure.
that will boost for us to take up next programs like this.
Absolutely, Dr. Ravi. We will take feedback from all the faculty members and we will share it with you.
Yeah, whoever come forward. Yeah, whoever come forward. So ask them to enable their video and can record. I mean, you can take that video feedback.
Okay. Now, Dr. Ravi.
Yeah. Now.
Sure. So, faculty members, is there anyone who wants to enable your video and then give a feedback? Enoch, I think we have a provision, right, for at least a few.
Kalyani is sharing the link with few of the faculty, and they will be sharing the feedback.
No, that's okay, Enoch. And Dr. Ravi is saying that can the faculty members enable the video now and then give a feedback?
They cannot. We have to share the link with them.
Yeah, we can share the link with them. Oh, okay. You're saying that a few
Exactly.
faculties who are interested, Kalyani would be sharing
Exactly.
the link. Okay,
Exactly.
wonderful. It has to happen now.
Yes,
So,
she's doing it.
okay, sure. So, Dr. Ravi, people who are interested would be clicking on that link and they would give a video feedback now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So might be because no, this feedback will boost us to conduct such type of programs. Might be any good things or bad things, whatever it may be, that will be input for us to conduct next programs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you post the, yep, we are posting on the group, Venkata Krishnaya. We are posting the attendance link on the group here on the chat. Or maybe Enoch, you can give the link here itself because people can quickly click and then attend.
So Kalyani identified a few people, so she's just sent me their numbers. I'm just WhatsApping them the link.
Okay.
So just a couple of minutes.
All right.
Bharani.
Yeah, Doctor.
Even anyone can come forward to give a feedback instead of
Right.
identifying one or two people.
Exactly. Enoch,
Yeah.
can you just post it here, Enoch?
Yeah, post a link here and we will take one by one.
Yeah.
All right. So just one thing, as soon as the person who is done giving feedback, just remove, just sign out so that the other person get access.
Yep.
So I've just shared the link. I'm just gonna put it in the sticky note. So the way it works is once you click on that link, it will ask you to check your microphone and video. And once it's done, it will make you one of the presenters in the room. And it will be under my name.
Yep. So it's put on the sticky note also. And we are also once again posting it here.
Yeah, someone just joined.
Yeah.
Hello.
Please
Hello.
ahead.
Yeah, we are able to see. Can you enable your webcam also so that we might see you?
Barney, could you stop your screen share?
You have done that.
Okay, perfect. Please go ahead, sir, and enable your screen with webcam. So right next to the microphone button, you will see. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, sir, can you hear me and listen to me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I have completed my BTech in 2011. So now I am a faculty member in a school. So the programs run by APSSDC and was very wonderful. So I am attending almost all the sessions done by APSSDC, and the session done by Mr. Barney was awesome. The way he presented, and it just boosts us to come forward and to learn more, so that we can share our knowledge to other people. Like it's an awesome sessions, and it's a very wonderful step taken by APSSDC. And I would like to thank to the total team, whoever it is. So it's a very useful program, and whatever I have learned in the session done by Mr. Bunny was just no other word. It is a great lineup, and I would like to thank everyone. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Ravi, sir. Thank you, Mr. Ravi, and thanks, Mark. Your guys are awesome. Thank you.
Amazing. So anyone else who would like to give the feedback, just switch on your microphone and webcam. I think there's already 2 more people in the line. So please switch on your microphone and webcam, and you can give your feedback. Go ahead, sir. We can see you.
Is that good?
Yes, it is audible.
Yes, myself, Dr. Lakshmi Prasad, working as a professor in CSE Department, Chalapati Institute of Engineering and Technology. I am very thankful to the APSSDC and 360 Digit MG organizing a wonderful session during this COVID-19 pandemic. This is useful for each and every faculty for developing their skills and to enhance their knowledge and sharing to the students. Because each and every engineering college is getting the artificial intelligence department and data science in the next academic year. So during the last 1 month, we learned about the AI and deep learning applications, how we are going to developing with the new technologies and then implementing with the Python programming language. So here mainly we seen about the computer vision and image processing, understanding the business problems, and then how we are going to create a project character, and then how we are going to performing the various data pre-processing techniques and create a model and apply on the data. So I am very much thankful to the Bharani Kumar sir, our CEO of 360 GTM, for giving a wonderful knowledge session on each and every day on deep learning algorithms with real-time applications. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
So the next person can please unmute themselves and yes, we can see you, sir. You can go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Sheikh Mohammed Rafi. I'm sharing my feedback here. It was very excellent sessions from Bharani Kumar sir, and the support you have been given in WhatsApp groups as well as doubt sharing and all those things. It was excellent. So it was very helpful for my research work also. So I will be very thankful to 360 DGMG as well as AP Skill Development Corporation, and I feel and I would like to thank AP Skill Development Corporation as well as the CM Jagan Mohan Reddy garu. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Anyone else would like to share? You can please switch on your microphone and webcam, and you can go ahead. So there is a link in the sticky note. You can click on that link, and you can join the session, and then you can share your feedback. So I've gotten a few requests for speaking, so I've just approved it. There are 2 members who have just joined. So if you can just unmute yourself and turn on your webcam, and you can share your feedback. So please put on the webcam and share the feedbacks. All right, we can see you, sir. You can go ahead. You need to switch on your microphone, sir. We can see your webcam, but we cannot hear you. Have you switched on the microphone on the platform itself, sir? Right next to the webcam button, there is a small mic symbol. You need to click on it to enable the microphone. Please go ahead, sir. We cannot hear you, sir, so I believe your microphone is muted. Yes, ma'am, you can go ahead and do your feedback.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you as well.
Yeah. Good afternoon, one and all. First of all, on behalf of all participants, I would like to thank the speaker and Mr. Enoch, Bharani, and Ravi Karu, all the team of APSSTC and 360 District MG. I'd like to say very few things here. First of all, it's an awesome to the awesomest. I can say I should find a new word to express my thanks for delivering such an extremely well-framed syllabi and also the extraneous delivery of the content that has been done. Behind the screen, there might be many people. On behalf of all the participants, again, I would like to thank all the people. Special thanks to Mr. Bharani and Enoch who have enabled us to wake up all the time and then tring so that we can not miss anything for every session. Thank you so much and looking forward to many like this. Thank you.
Thank you for your feedback, ma'am. And if anyone would like to go ahead, I believe there are 2 more people who signed in. So please switch on your web camera and unmute yourself and you can share your feedback.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Hello, this is Sagar. Can I speak?
Yes, Sagar, go ahead. And if you can please switch on your webcam, nothing like that.
My webcam is on and speakers are also on.
All right. Go ahead, sir. Please give your feedback.
I'm not able to see my picture.
So the webcam, there is a small button next to your microphone. But you need to
Webcam is on.
nothing like that.
My webcam and speakers are also on. I'm not able to see my picture.
Go ahead, sir. Please give your feedback.
I'm not able to see my
webcam. There is a
picture.
small
I'm not able
button
to see
next to your
my
microphone.
picture.
So the webcam, there is a small button next to your microphone. There is a small button next to your microphone.
Hello. I'm not able to see my picture. I'm in front of the webcam. Can I speak?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
I am Dr. Sagar. I am professor at Usharama College of Engineering and Technology near Gannavaram. I think I am one of the senior most faculty attended this online deep learning and AI technology. I'm in this profession, teaching profession for the last 41 years. I've seen one of the excellent teachers in Bharani Kumar. He has kept the tempo every day, looking at what he is going to speak. He has presented very well. I will congratulate both the organization 360 degrees TMG as well as the APSSD for organizing this short-term course for 20 continuous days, working days at a stretch, 3 hours. Any resource person speaking to 3 hours is not a simple thing. It is a very, very difficult exercise. For spending 3 hours requires a lot of preparation. So I congratulate and Bharani Kumar and keep it up. This in all your future programs. This is not only making us to teach, this is enables younger faculty members to work for their research work and enable the development of the labs in their colleges. Once again, I congratulate both the 360 TMG and APSSD organizing this webinar on AI and deep learning continuously for 20 days. It is a little strain on the senior people like me attending. I thank once again all the organizers. We'll try to meet sometime whenever opportunity comes. Why I have attended is I want to once again start research in the area which I stopped 20 years back when I have become professor and dean in the Middle East country. I have come back only a few days back to India and joined Usharama College of Engineering and Technology. Thank you. That is end of my talk.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your feedback. And sure, we'll meet one day in the future.
Yeah.
And sure. So we can see you, sir. You can go ahead. The orange T-shirt. Yes, sir.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Excellent section delivered by Bharani Kumar in the regards of deep learning and AI. I am part of the BITSPL and a WAP MTech data science student. He delivered excellent, awesome sections. One of the best faculty I can say in my career and in my teaching life also. Thanks, Bharani, and thanks to 360 Digit TMG group and all other backend support people and the AP government also to giving this opportunity to learn innovative technologies, innovative area. Thanks, Bharani. Bharani, I hope you keep in touch with you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir. And I see another person ready to give feedback. So please go ahead, sir. We can see you. But we cannot hear you, sir. I think you need to unmute yourself on the screen. So there is a small button right next to the webcam. You just need to click on it. That will enable the webcam. So we can hear you as well. Right now we can only see you, sir. We can't hear you. So there is a small to the webcam. And every other person, please mute yourself so that the echo won't be there. Right now we can only see you, sir. We can't hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Go ahead. And every other person, please mute yourself so that the echo won't. I believe someone has joined through two different devices in the same room and left both the microphones on.
Good afternoon. This is Vijay Sagar. I hope
Someone has joined through two different devices and left both the microphones on. Go ahead, sir. We can hear you. Sir,
good afternoon. This is Vijay Sagar.
Go ahead, sir. I can see three people have joined in to give the feedback. So if you just mute yourself, and open the web camera and speak, you can continue with it. So please unmute yourself and speak. I cannot see who joined here, but I can see three people. Yes, we can see you, sir. Go ahead. We can see you. I can see three people have joined in to give the feedback. So if you just mute yourself, open the web camera and speak.
Sir, good afternoon to all. This is Prabhu Kumar, sir, from associate professor from Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology. Actually, it has been a good thing, sir. Actually, for past 1 month, I have been following all the classes. So those sessions are very informative. Actually, in these sessions, I came to know what is the AI models, all those things, and by using those, how could we develop the real-time projects, real-time things. So actually, it is a good thing, and I would like to thank all the API SSDC as well as the 360 digit team. Uh, so actually, my I have been doing research on IoT, sir. Now I came to know by using AI also we can enhance the all the things in IoT. So I would like to thank the Bharani sir as he delivered a wonderful things regarding all the AI things. So once again, I would like to thank the IPSS as well as the 360 disease, and I would like thank you for giving this opportunity to share my things, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes.
Is my voice is audible, sir?
Yes, now it is audible.
Hi, good morning, one and all. I am Dr. BVVS Prasad, working as Associate Professor in Chevrolet Engineering College. It gives an immense pleasure to say thanks to Mr. Bharani Kumar D, such a wonderful person, and his explanation is very spoon feeding to each and every person attending this FDP. And I attended so many FDPs in this lockdown period, but out of all those FDPs, this FDP is very much helpful, and his way of teaching is very good. And I am very much thankful to Enoch sir and Kalyani madam and APSSDC, each and every person background this FDP. Thank you one and all for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for your feedback, sir. And now we have two other people in the waiting to give their feedback. So if you could just unmute yourself, at the same time switch on your web camera and speak, we can continue. Go ahead and unmute yourself, sir. I can see two of you are waiting to speak. So please unmute yourself and switch on the web camera, and then you can go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Could you also switch on the web camera, please?
Yeah, it's already on, sir. I have switched it on.
I mean, the light may be there, but on the window where on the screen, on the top, you have to click a button, which is right next to the microphone symbol, on the left-hand side of microphone symbol.
Window where on the screen, on the top.
The other people, can you please mute your devices? Because I believe there's an echo. Yes, thank you. You can go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Please share your feedback. Just unmute and speak. We are unable to hear. Yes, we can see you now, sir. But we cannot hear you, so please unmute the microphone. So we cannot hear you. So can you please switch on the microphone?
Now you could hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Dr. Vidyasagar Rapaji from MBJ College of Engineering.
So can you please, so everyone who is not speaking, please mute yourself. We cannot hear you. So can you please switch on your mobile?
Now you could hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. So I believe there is an echo in the background.
Yes, sir. Rajesh from MBJ College of Engineering.
Everyone who is not speaking,
That's yeah, there's a lot of noise in the background.
yes, now we can hear you.
Hello, now you hear me?
Yes, now it's much better, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, like currently in the recent year, I am teaching artificial intelligence for the first time. Really, the inputs that are given by Mr. Bharani Kumar sir was
Go ahead, sir. Please go
and
ahead.
really I expect such type of sessions in the next coming future as well. Thank you a lot, Enoch and Kalyani ma'am, and thanks a lot, Bharani sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for the feedback. And now there is another person as well who's waiting in to give the feedback. So, sir, could you please unmute yourself and speak? So I believe it is Mr. Sharat Kumar Annavarapu. So, sir, could you please unmute yourself and at the same time switch on your web camera and give the feedback? Yes. We can see you, sir, but we cannot hear you. So probably you have to unmute yourself on the screen. On the screen, yes, there will be an unmute button. You just need to click on it. We can't hear you, sir. We still cannot hear you. So we can see you, sir, but I believe you have muted your microphone. So on your screen, there will be a small microphone symbol on the top, at the center, top center. Just unmute yourself there. We still cannot hear you, sir. I believe you are still muted.
Is it audible now, sir?
Yes, it is. It is audible now. But again, we lost it. I believe there must be a loose connection in the microphone or something.
Is it audible, sir?
Yes, it is. So, sir, I believe we cannot hear you. We can only see you, and I think there must be some loose connection or something with your microphone or earphones.
Is it okay now, sir? Is it okay now?
It's okay now, but the moment you start speaking, it's going. So, can you please keep speaking?
See, sir, now it will be fine, I think.
Yeah, now it is. Go ahead, sir.
But fine, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful session. I thank APSSDC and Bharani, sir, for this FDP. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your feedback, sir. And Bharani, are you there in the session?
Yeah, some problem with my... Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, sir. Bharani, are you there in the session? All right. Yes. Okay. Dr. Ravi, you can end the session, sir, if you would like. Dr. Ravi, are you there in the session?
Yeah, hi, Barney.
Yes, go ahead, sir. You can end the session.
Yeah, I think so. You also gone through this feedback, right? So it's really, I felt very happy the way we received the feedback from faculty members. It's awesome feedback. Definitely, on behalf of APSSDC, I will conduct these type of programs in a big way by collaborating with the different industry expertise. So that our faculty is going to be strengthened in these technologies, and I think once they are expertise in these technologies, definitely they will way of teaching is going to be changed. That may be moving towards the application oriented teaching. That's exactly the present generation of students and parents are expecting. The industry demanded courses, gaining knowledge from the faculty members to their kids. So that's where we are lacking. That problem we need to address by conducting this type of faculty programs by industry experts. Yeah, that's all from my side, Barney. Thank you very much, and thanks for all the feedback provided for us from the faculty members. Really, it's awesome feedback. Thank you. So, Barney, you want to say anything or close the session?
Let me just call Barney and confirm. Dr. Ravi, I just had a call with Barney. He's facing some internet difficulties, so he's unable to connect back to the session. So he said we can end the session.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the end of the session. So we'll see you again with the next program.
Yeah.
So I request all the faculty members just visit www.apssdc.in website, where you can find a lot of updates on the new initiatives in the form of faculty development programs or for the student programs. If it is a student program, you suggest your students to go on login, like what you have seen the flavor of artificial intelligence and deep learning course. So most of the courses like this only. So this type of quality of training is going to provide from APSSDC. Thanks once again, one and all. Thank you very much. Now close the session.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I'm ending the session. Bye-bye.
Bye.